What's up, YouTube? What's up, Rumble? It's the Infidel, and I'm back with another build video. And I'm going to go ahead and bring back the Bullet King. So due to the increased gear that we've been getting and the new skills that we're getting, the Bullet King has now become very viable again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a little bit of gameplay, and then I'm going to break the gear down and show you exactly how I'm running it and how you could potentially set it up, because there's a couple different variants and both of them are viable. And I believe that this is going to be your new go-to piece when it comes to just straight flat DPS. The only downside is it is a full red build. You can put some blue cores in there and kind of decrease your DPS, increase your survivability. So it's very modular. All right. So what we'll do is we'll get into a little bit of the gameplay footage, and then we'll come right back here and get the build broke down so you can see what we're running and how we're running it. And maybe you can come up with your own version. A big shout out to Kobe's Pilot, part of the HBD Clan. When we were doing some theory crafting, I believe this man came up with probably the entire build. We do theory crafting on the side just to kind of go through builds and figure out how we can make things work, both with season modifiers and without season modifiers. Because, you know, the season modifiers have kind of been a little OP this season, specifically when it comes to that backfire build. So we'll get into that, and then we'll break it down, show you how we're doing it, and have fun with it. All right, so here we go.
Mouth before I shut it for you. Both of you shut up.
walking as fast as I can. Aim that thing somewhere else. Help me, please! These guys are insane. I have to get closer. Ground.
Agent down.
Guess I'm going for it.
All right, so in the gameplay footage, I went through both the season modifiers and without season modifiers, and you could tell that it's really laying down some damage. Now, is it a perfect build? No, because you can't get up in somebody's face with the survivability. It is a full red build, and we'll go ahead and get back to the base of operations, back to the White House, and we'll show you exactly what's going on, and we'll do some testing as well, so I can show you exactly what the numbers look like when they go through. And I love how chatty my clan is. That's just great. Okay, cool. Let's go. All right, we'll turn the season modifiers off. We'll get back in here and we will set this up and show you what it can do with full stacks. Go ahead and get these stacks up. All right, so right on the numbers. Looks like we're getting about 900K out of it. All right, pop this up. And we're running about 1 million. That's without season modifiers. Let's go ahead and go back out here. We'll get the season modifiers turned back on. And we'll run that number again. All right. Back in here. Haven't lost too many stacks, so let's go ahead and rebuild those back up. All right. About the same. Okay. All right. And then we'll get through and show you exactly what's going on with the build. All right, so we saw by the numbers. Let's go ahead and show you the build. So running gunner class, because I get a little extra rate of fire with this class, you can run the demolitionist so that you get the 5% extra damage to targets out of cover. So either one of those two classes will work great. I prefer the gunner class for the rate of fire. So Bullet King, simply because of bullet hell, this weapon never needs to be reloaded. For every 100 bullets hit an enemy, replenish some of your ammo to you and your allies. So it helps out your allies as well. ACS 12 running brazen, simply because you want to go ahead and put as many of those pellets on target as possible to build your striker stacks. Any run-of-the-mill pistol, I have a TDI card custom. I just have it on there. Probably could throw other things on there just to level them up. But it is a 4-piece striker running the backpack and the chest. We all know what the striker does at 4. So we know that it's 0.65 stacking up to 100 times. So you get, quite a bit of damage output with that. But when you are running the chest piece, you are getting 200 stacks, and when you are running the backpack, you go from 0.65 to 0.9 damage per stack. So you can really crank up the numbers. Now I'm running contractor's gloves with this build, obviously, because I get weapon damage for LMG damage and then the damage to armor. The linchpin of this build is the Centurion Scabbard. So whenever you swap between weapons, the first one, which is rate of fire and weapon damage. Now that's the one that has the opaque plume on the helmet, and then the white plume on the helmet, and a little icon at the bottom is a magazine size and reload speed. That really helps out when you're running that ACS 12. That magazine size gives you 30 rounds, so you get to get your stacks up per mag, and you reload 50% faster, so you can reload faster and can switch targets. It is a full red build, so kind of be careful of what you're doing. This is not an up in your face type of build. All right. Then swapping to your sidearm, we'll swap those back and forth, although I don't know why you would want magazine size on the Bullet King, because you're not ever reloading. So that would be weird. All right. And for skills, I run a Reviver Hive because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you go down. And then the Precision Smart Cover. This is really what is helping me with the damage output on that. So the Precision Smart Cover will give you raw, it's 10% damage to targets out of cover. I've got a mod on there. It gives me an additional 4, so I've got 14%. Plus, I get 15% weapon handling while I'm in cover. And then, if it lets me get them, there, good. Duration for mod and the 4% damage to targets out of cover going up to 14%. So all in all, I am getting 26% damage to targets out of cover between the Bullet King and the Smart Cover. Damage to armor is at 8 and 6, so I'm getting 14% there. Running the Contractor's Gloves and the Bullet King, you're going to get that 14% damage to armor, and that really helps out quite a bit. Big shout out to Kobe's Pilot. So we do theory crafting. From time to time, we get a little bored running stuff, so we'll do theory crafting. And between the two of us, we came up with this one. Now, the one that he did also kind of suggests, and I kind of brought it up a little bit as well, is running death grips with it. So death grips will give you that armor on kill. Now, this one's a full blue. If you can find them where the hazard protection is, you can get like crit chance. That's probably what you would want to find. So you can swap out your core to blue, and you can get that 7,000 armor back per kill, because you're going to be melting targets pretty quickly. And that helps out immensely. So you can pop up numbers of like 1 million plus per round, a sustained rate of fire. And you're just going to be melting targets down. So whenever you do this, you got to be cognizant that you're going to be wanting to reload or resupply from the blue ammo caches at any possible time that you can. Don't miss one, because you're going to run out of that LMG ammo pretty quick, because this thing just lays down lead. Unless you're a lot more accurate than I was, because I switched up some of the configurations on my controller. It's not set up properly yet. You can see that there's lag in the controller. You can tell me by the jerky movement. I got to reset my stuff. So that is pretty much how I'm running the Bullet King. It's a great build. I believe that it's very useful. You're going to lay down a lot of lead, a lot of hate, a lot of death with this. It's a real high rate of fire for the Bullet King. And the damage output is really nice. Now, I have mine at Expertise 19. Some of you guys probably out there are doing a lot better than I am, running 25s and up. It definitely lays down a lot more damage. I think his numbers were at 1.3 to 1.4 million per shot on the peak end. Low end is about 300K, 400K, somewhere in there. So you're still laying down a lot of lead, specifically when you start getting those striker stacks up. All right, so that's going to do it for the Infidel on the LMG build. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like, share, comment, and that definitely helps out me and helps out the channel. I'm trying to grow, trying to do my thing. All right, so rounds complete, end of mission, and I'm out of here.